let's practice a few problems together from 7.5 that uses US conversions, so US units, and we're going to convert between different unit measurements. So these are some of the problems that are in the book, the even problems. So the first one is we're going to be converting 6 feet to how many inches? So in order to convert feet to inches, we need to know the unit measurement or the unit conversion, and that is that there's for 1 foot, for every 1 foot, there's 12 inches. So if somebody is 6 feet tall or a table is 6 feet long, how long is it in inches? Well, we're going to take that unit conversion. So 1 foot equals 12 inches, and we have to multiply how many inches are in each foot. So 12 times 6 equals 72 inches. So in this case, we're just multiplying. That's not going to happen every time, because in this case, we're trying to take the larger unit and turn it into a smaller unit. So feet are longer than inches. So when you're taking something big and you're trying to break it down into something smaller, you're going to end up multiplying. But sometimes when you're talking or using the smaller unit and you want to put it in the bigger unit, so say you were starting with inches and you wanted to turn it into feet, then you would be dividing by 12 instead of multiplying by 12. So if we were going to turn 72 inches into feet, we would take 72 and divide it by 12, and then that would give us how many feet. So our next one is 1.5 miles, so 1.5 miles. How many feet? Again, we need to think back to our unit conversion. So what's the unit rate? Well, the unit rate is for 1 mile, there's 5,280 feet. So if we have 1 mile and 1 mile equals 5,280 feet, what are we going to be doing with the 1.5 miles? We're going to take that 1.5 and we're going to be multiplying it by 5,280. So I'm doing that on my calculator, and we have 7,920. So 7,920 feet. So 1.5 miles equals 7,920 feet. And we got that by taking how many feet are in 1 mile, so 5,280, and we multiplied it by the total number of miles we're calculating. So again, we're starting with the larger unit measurement, which is miles, and we're breaking it down into something smaller, so therefore we multiply. If we were starting with feet, so say it said 10,000 feet, how many miles is 10,000 feet? What would you do? You would take that 10,000 and you would divide it by 5,280. You would divide it by that, and that would convert it into how many miles you're dealing with. All right, so our next one is a weight. 35,000 pounds equals how many tons? So what we need to do now is our unit rate. We need to know what our unit rate in 1 ton. How many pounds do we have? We have 2,000 pounds. So in this one, we're starting with the smaller one. So a pound is less than a ton. So we're starting with the smaller unit measurement and we're going bigger. So in that case, we're going to be dividing. So we're going to take this 35,000 and divide it by 2,000. So 35,000 divided by 2,000 is going to give us 17.4 tons. So, or not 17.4, excuse me, 17.5. 17 and a half. So basically 35 divided by 2 is going to give you 17.5. And so we're converting from pounds to tons. Now what if, in this case, we were starting with the bigger unit, we were starting with tons. So if we had 17.5 tons, or we had 20 tons, or we had 35 tons, and we wanted to convert it to pounds, then we would multiply by that 2,000. And that would give us how many pounds we're working with. Our last one is also a weight measurement. And this time we're going to be using pounds and ounces. And we just want to know how many ounces total. Okay, so we have 7 pounds, 3 ounces, and we want to know how many ounces that would be without using the pounds, okay? So just convert everything into ounces. So we need to know what our unit rate is for pounds to ounces. So for every 1 pound, we have 16 ounces. So for this one, we're going to have to take, since we're starting big and we want to break it down, we're going to be multiplying the 7 and the 16. So if there's 16 ounces in 1 pound and we have 7 pounds, we multiply 16 times 7. That gives us 112. But then this baby weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces. So we have to add those 3 ounces now. So 112 ounces equals 7 pounds even. But this baby was 3 ounces past that, or 3 ounces more. So we would add that 3 ounces to 112 to give us 115. So these are just a couple of the homework problems for US unit conversions, and hopefully that'll give you some help working through the homework problems on your own.